Hey, what's up everyone? Kate here from MB Tennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. We just wrapped up our very first match today against
Carnegie Mellon University.
Because I can't pronounce it, thank you. So we just played them and we were able to come out with the dub 4-3. Unfortunately, I was not able to win my match, but we'll get into more of that stuff later. But I'm here with our assistant coach, Nate.
Hey guys.
Introduce yourself, Nate. Tell us a little about yourself, what racket you use, favorite player.
So my name is Nate Taschereau. I'm from Goffstown, New Hampshire, about probably 20 minutes away from the campus. Right now I'm playing with a Wilson Blade V8 16x19 string. I'm going between two different ones with Luxilon Out Power and Head Hawk Touch, the racket string of Yannick Sinner. And my favorite player all time, I'm gonna say, is Roger Federer, but my favorite player right now is Carlos Alcaraz.
Good picks, big Nate. So, Nate was a little upset with me because he didn't get into the Meet the Team video, so no, we're not actually doing it because of that. No, we're gonna debrief and talk about the matches today, but thought it would be a good opportunity to get you guys to meet Coach Nate too. So let's talk about the matches now. Yesterday we practiced at the USTA National Campus during the day. Now we had a match just today, which is March the something. We're on a spring break trip, by the way.
March 5th.
March 5th. So March 5th, played that university today, lost 4-3. We'll start with the doubles. So I'll say what I think about the doubles, and then Nate can give his coaching perspective. We actually lost all three doubles. Probably our worst as a team performance, I think, on the doubles court. I mean, not like getting mad at the guys or anything, but we were really bad today. So that's good though, because we can get better from that. I know me and Boris are really eager to get back out on the doubles court when we play Millersville, which is in a few days. But yeah, Coach, what did you think about dubs today?
Well, first we won 4-3, we didn't lose 4-3.
It's okay, guys. Maybe we can edit that out somewhere.
So yeah, the doubles, like he said, it wasn't our best performance, not by a long shot, but I did see a couple of good things. One of the big things being basically being relaxed. Like, we were relaxed at the end of the day, but one of the things that normally translates with relax is a little bit of conservativeness, and that's what I think really played a major factor in today's match. We were relaxed, but we weren't really pushing the issue as much. A little bit on the formations, a little bit on our change of direction, and again, I did a return drill with these guys for about 5 to 7 minutes before we did our cheer, and they got up for the doubles. I think that helped a little bit, but at the end of the day, after that return, there has to be that understanding of that next ball, and you have to be ready to attack that next ball and come into the net. I just felt like the other team got there a little bit before us. Like, it took us a couple more shots to get in, and when we got in there, we were winning. But if they got there first, it was a real tough way to play. Also, the volley's a little bit too high. There's a lot of times where we take one volley, but then we don't move forward and then cut the angle down and make them have to hit up, and I think that really played a factor. So relaxed playing is always good. They didn't feel tight or anything like that, but a little bit of just fine-tuning with the volley direction, and also just kind of not second-guessing yourself and just committing to the ball and then looking for that next shot on the approach.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. I know I can't really comment on the number 1 and 2 doubles because obviously I'm out there, me and Boris, but I would definitely say, well, number 1, me and Boris both struggled on the serve today. Just first serve percentage, and that meant it could be double faults or even like when we roll the second serve in, we're on the defense right away. So it's difficult for us to, I like to say hit first, and I think that's kind of what you're referring to, is we were not able to do that because of our first serve, and I think the other guys on the other courts were getting the serves in and starting the point, but they were not hitting first, and especially in doubles where being at the net is so crucial. You can't win from the baseline. It's just not going to happen. So really hitting first, being at the net first, and attacking, I think, is something that we're going to need to do, especially against Palm Beach Atlantic, which is going to be in 2 matches, not the next one, but the one after. Very, very good school. Going to be very important to come out with the doubles point with that team.
Yeah, no, and also just a bit of a coaching tip, probably for all the players, and this is based on my experience just being up close and personal, watching professional doubles, and also watching very high level Division One and Division Two doubles. On the second serve return for the returning team, there's normally some type of communication where they say where they're hitting to. So whether that be cross court, whether that be down the line, or whether they're going straight up the middle. The whole idea is to give the net person an understanding of thinking ahead, of being, okay, the first shot, he's going to commit to going to that direction. So they're a little bit more prepared for what could happen. So if they go cross, they realize, okay, they might poach, but if they go down the line, then they're ready for that ball to come right up the middle. They can have that covered as well. So it's just one of those things where if there's a little bit of communication between that second serve, even if it's just, one of our players running up to the net player saying, hey, I'm hitting line, or hey, I'm hitting cross. Mm-hmm. It just gives that net player an understanding of, like, I know where this ball's going, so I don't need to look over my head, and by the time that happens, I'm on the defense.
Yeah, that's a great point. And now I'm thinking about our viewers too. Like, there's a lot of variety out there, and like junior players or club players. When you guys play doubles, I know I used to think when I was younger, it's only the serve when you're serving, when you're putting a tactic or strategy in place. No, like when you guys are on the return, like I know when you're at the younger age or maybe club, you're not necessarily showing signals, but it makes a very big difference in communicating with your partner at all levels to have some good results in doubles and come out with some wins. And I believe if you are, even if you know your person really well that you're playing with, to be communicating with them every point, I think is vital to having some success on the doubles court.
Oh, absolutely.
So, with that being said, we did get spanked in the doubles today, 3-0. But that's okay. On to some singles. I was playing number 5 today. To give you a little bit of a rundown, it was not my best play on the singles court either. I lost 1 in 4. First set kind of went by in a flash, so not so hot. But then in the second set, I realized that my opponent was a grinder pretty much, and I needed to do a lot of different things to mix him up, and I did. That meant coming to the net more, using the slice. I even threw in an underhand serve today. That's something I would never ever do in my life, but I was just trying to piss him off, mess him up, and it did end up working. And I came back from 4-1 down, made it 4-all, lost a deuce point on my serve, and then he closed it out 6-4. So I was a little disappointed with how I couldn't really capitalize on the deuce point. That's one thing in college. Golden points really suck, but they also can be great if you win them. But in the end, I wasn't able to get it done today. I couldn't get the point for the team, but it's okay. We did win 4-3. But that's my singles recap. I know what I need to work on for Millersville,
yes,
and Palm Beach Atlantic. Hopefully I'm able to display that on court and we can get a dub. But Nate, meanwhile, was patrolling all of the courts and keeping a good eye on the rest of the singles group. So what did Coach Nate think about that?
Well, you had a good comeback in the second set. No, I mean, again, it's hard at the bottom of the lineup because you don't know what you're going to get. You might get someone that absolutely just hammers the ball, or you're going to get someone that's not going to miss a ball. It's such a hit and miss type of understanding based on the matchup that you're playing. I mean, you played indoors against Post.
Yeah.
You literally played a version of Marin Cilic. He literally didn't want to play a baseline rally. He just smacked the ball every single time. Mm-hmm. This is a complete polar opposite from that. Yeah. So for you to come back in the second set was a very good job. I was also on 1, 2, and 3, and they were very, very high quality matches. Our number 1, John Burling, he lost the first set 4-6 and was down in the second set. He actually was dealing with a little bit of mental issues with some of the players on the Carnegie Mellon squad. And I basically went over to talk to him and basically said, you focus on the here and now and you focus on you, because at the end of the day, if you can string some points together, all of that noise is going to go away. Just block out everything that's going on and then start to implement a better strategy. He was missing a little bit wide, so I told him after a couple times, I'm like, let's do the next 10 points. Just play the ball, play that return up the middle. Start to get the rally started and start to get some feeling. I think also for all of our guys, this is only the second time we've played outside, so there's wind, there's sun, there's all of these different factors. So when we're playing inside, 10 inches of snow at the YMCA in Manchester, it's tough to really understand the transition going to outside tennis. But I think a lot of our guys did it very, very well. John ends up winning the second set and going into a 10-point tiebreaker. And he played very, very strong in the tiebreaker. Didn't really give the guy anything, won 10-3 in the tiebreaker. Our number 2, Thomas Guy from Germany, he played a very, very good match. A very tough battle against kind of a baseliner, almost kind of like the guy that you were playing, honestly. He played really far behind. The one tactic I told him to do was to make him go in on your terms, essentially, and get some passing shots, which he was able to do in the first set. Won the first set 6-3. Second set was a much more different battle, essentially. He was playing a lot from the baseline because he really didn't have a choice. Went to a tiebreaker, and Tommy actually clinched it at number 2 at 3-all in the game score. He clinched us 7-6 in the tiebreaker. And then at number 3, Manny played an absolute cracker of a match. An absolute cracker of a match. The one thing I like to talk about with Manny is that he can play power, but he's also a very good counter puncher. Like, he almost wants you to try and take that ball. He almost wants you to try to attack because he trusts his legs and he trusts his shot ability to just make you so uncomfortable the next couple of shots. So I think he played absolutely lights out. He played a very good match at 3. Ended up winning very handily in that third match. Fernando at 4, I did get to watch a little bit because he was right on the other bank, and I think he played, like I joked with him and I said, you know what,
MP tennis, we love it.
Fernando, I joked with him and I basically said, you know, like, hey, I think the Puerto Rican Davis Cup captain is going to be calling you because you got to go play your match in a couple days. He played lights out. I mean, honestly, he played absolutely phenomenal. His first serve percentage was amazing. His forehand was very, very good, and he was very crafty on the backhand side, which I think was a huge plus for him. Really aggravated the guy. I heard a couple of outbursts from the other player, and I think Fernando is our version of Nadal, like a warrior. He literally does
Nadal with a one-hander.
Nadal with a one-hander and he righty. He honestly plays every point like it's his last, and he always thinks one point at a time. He never thinks ahead of himself. He never gets ahead of himself, and I think that was a really good way to get those 4 singles in a row. Zach at 6 played a really hard player as well. Good baseliner. I think he played a little bit more powerful than the 5, but Zach did his best. He did a lot of good things. I think he came back in the second set, but unfortunately fell short. And then seeing Kate again, like he said, serve was a bit of an issue.
Toss with the wind. I don't like using that as an excuse. I don't like using the sun, the wind, or anything as an excuse. But pretty much for us, and you know, a lot of teams that are here playing the spring break, this is something we have to adjust to, being from northern parts of the United States, like our schools, right? Because we're playing on fast indoor courts for like the last 3 months.
About 2.5 months to 3 months.
So it's a big adjustment, and I mean, not that we've never played tennis outside before, but going from 15, 20 degrees indoors to 30 degrees outdoor and sunny with wind is a little bit of an adjustment, especially in the singles. I felt personally like all of a sudden running around with the wind and stuff, and your footing and your footwork, it changes. But it's really gonna just make us better in the end, because we're gonna be better for the next 2 matches.
Absolutely. And like I said before, when our first hit was at the USDA National Campus, and I was telling guys, you know, you have the wind to deal with, you have the sun to deal with. You might not be able to hit the overhead. You might have to let that ball bounce because you can't see it in the sun. You got to play, you know, tougher percentages. And like I said, our first couple of hits, I remember even myself framing a couple balls, you know, off the bat, because there's a little bit of wind, a little bit of a kick. You know, you never know what you're going to get transitioning from really fast, really slick indoor tennis, and then you translate it to very reactive, responsive, high bouncing hard courts that are, you know, again, in a very different temperature, very different climate than what, you know, we're used to for the last, you know, 2 to 3 months. But what I would definitely say is that even though we lost the doubles, I've watched them play against the Queen's College. You guys probably watched the live stream and also watched Cade's live one. whenever we're in singles, I think everyone in the lineup can win their match. I never have doubt that we're going to lose the majority of our singles matches. We're very in tune with that. We do have to implement a little bit more doubles drilling, a little bit more doubles understanding, essentially. But our practices do have a lot to do with singles. So even if we lose a doubles point, and even if we lose as bad as we lost, I have complete faith in these guys when it comes to singles. I think these guys are absolute warriors, every single one of these guys. And at the end of the day, these guys have a lot of will and a lot of courage, and they're going to do everything in their power to benefit the team. And I think that is like the biggest plus of coaching this squad.
Yeah. Wow. Nate is taking all the words out of my mouth right now, guys.
Sorry.
But I mean, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there because I kind of want to go to bed because we're recording this video and it's like 11 o'clock at night. Tommy's brushing his teeth with us.
Get the hygiene. Get the hygiene.
Get out of my video. We'll keep that in there. I'm not gonna edit that one out. That's some good raw footage. But
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll thank Coach Nate for joining us. We're gonna try and get this out tomorrow. I'm really gonna talk to Coach Chris and try and get this out for you guys tomorrow. And if you guys do like it, like and subscribe. We're guys, come on. We're like 11. Okay, Tommy, how many subs are we away? 11, right?
11 from 1,000?
11 from 1,000. Bro, no.
Alright.
Tommy
Come on, guys.
Tommy has toothpaste on his mouth right now, but you guys can hear the
Subs
energy. You guys can hear the
Love
energy
it.
coming from him. So we're 11 subs away. The whole house is erupting
Oh,
right now. So the call.
Let's go!
So anyway, that is gonna be it for today, guys. Hope you guys loved this briefing about the matches, and I'm gonna get this out for you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you. Peace.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, big guy. Come on. Keep moving. Let's go, boy. Work it. Work it.